Happy Self Love Sunday. I hope that you're doing well. I hope that your journeys are going well. Well, let's kick this off by saying Happy Father's Day to all the wonderful dads out there. I truly hope you enjoy your day, as fathers are so important. Having my dad in my life was one of the biggest blessings I could ever have because he's just such a wonderful, wonderful man. Not a perfect man, but a man that strived to grow every step of the way and just get better. And that I can appreciate, and that's exactly why I love my dad. So happy Father's Day, Solomon says, okay? Um, Today I want to kind of jump in because I launched my It Takes a Village talk this past Friday on Juneteenth, where we discussed how to teach our children how to interact with law enforcement, as well as what's age appropriate, how we should do it from a therapeutic standpoint. So I had a therapist there, I had an officer there as well, and then I had a social worker come in and talk about why it was so important and deep dive into ways that we could care for ourselves during this time, because it's really important that we do so. And I kind of want to pick it up from there and elaborate a little bit today, because here's the thing: we're consistently putting our happiness in everyone else's hands. It's either we're happy because we do or don't have a job, right? We're on a job, we're upset about whatever this is we don't want to do, right? We are, whether we're in a relationship, outside of a relationship, going through what we're going through during a relationship, everything is pushing and pulling on, our happiness, right? Whatever's going on in our homes, with our children, you know, um, financial burdens, whatever it is, we're just placing our happiness in people, places, and things. Never realizing that happiness is an inside job. We have to do things every day to care for ourselves and to fill ourselves up. Because let me tell you something, you can get all the people, places, and things that you want, but if you are not happy with where you are, with what you have, with who you are in the moment, none of those things will make you happy. None of them. It will be temporary, it will be false, so you will think it, right? So the moment that person does something that you don't want them to do, or the moment something goes awry with that job, right, it'll pull right back on your heartstrings and you'll be right back feeling the way you always felt. And that's because you are not taking care of you. We put our expectations and all these things on other people, never realizing that we have to deal with our internal stuff, whether it is past traumas from relationships, dealing with things with our parents, or whatever that is. We have to take care of us. Now, it was our parents' job to rear us and take care of us back then, but as we become adults, it is our responsibility to take care of ourselves. And I preach doing small things every day, because it's not some big magic pill, it's not some big thing that's just gonna happen. It is in the small things that you do every day that breed success. When you see these millionaires or billionaires, they didn't wake up this way, right? Now, we're not talking about the people who were born into it, right? But we're talking about these people did small things every day to become who they became. Even me, I took my happiness very like seriously, just as serious as I took my finances, just as serious as I took being a mom, because being a mom for me was everything. But I thought being a mom and it being everything to me was dropping everything about myself and just diving into my kids, and later being miserable as a result of just diving into my family and not caring for myself. I put it all on them. Well, I'm happy because you didn't clean the kitchen or not clean the kitchen. I'm not, I'm happy whether or not my ex-husband did whatever it is that I felt that he should have done in the moment. Meanwhile, it wasn't their job. It was my job to take care of me. And it's so funny because I started reading this book, and I just want to read a quick excerpt from you. And it's called Codependent No More, by Melody Beattie. And she talks about self-care, and it was one of the best ways I heard self-care described. So I really want to read it to you really quickly. It says, self-care is an attitude towards ourselves and our lives that says, I am responsible for myself. I'm responsible for leading or not living my life. I'm responsible for tending to my spiritual, emotional, physical, and financial well-being. I'm responsible for identifying and meeting my needs. I'm responsible for solving my problems or learning to live with those that I cannot solve. I'm responsible for my choices. I'm responsible for what I give and I receive. Oh, that's an important one that we'll come to later. I'm responsible for setting and achieving my goals. I'm responsible for how much I enjoy life, for how much pleasure I find in daily activities. I'm responsible for whom I love and how I choose to express this love. I am responsible for what I do to others and for what I allow others to do to me. I'm responsible for my wants and desires. All of me, every aspect of my being is important. I count for something. I matter. My feelings can be trusted. My thinking is appropriate. I value my wants and needs. I do not deserve and will not tolerate abuse or constant mistreatment. I have rights, and it is my responsibility to assert these rights. The decision I make and the way I conduct myself will reflect my high self esteem. My decisions will take into account my responsibilities to myself. My decisions will also take into account my responsibilities to others, other people, my spouse, my children, relatives, my friends. I will examine and decide exactly what these responsibilities are as I make my decisions. I will consider the rights of those around me, the right to live their lives as they see fit. I do not have the right to impose on others rights to care of themselves, and they have no right to impose on my rights. Self care is an attitude of mutual respect. It means learning to live our lives responsibly. It means allowing others to live as they choose, as long as they don't interfere with our decisions to live as we choose. Taking care of ourselves is not selfish as some people assume it is. Because this is the problem, right? We get into this thing where, because I was raised with faith, so I understand that people preach that it's selfish if you to care for yourself, but that's truly not the truth. It truly is not the truth. We have to care for ourselves. This is the problem that we get into. We have I can't care for my children if I don't care for me. If I'm sitting in a state of depression, and I'm not caring for myself and I'm leaving it up to other people, what I'm displaying is anger most of the time. Listen, if you don't know if this applies to you, just take a second and sit back, breathe, and think. If you are consistently reacting, right? You're not proactive in most times with anything. You're just on a reactive mode. So every time someone does something, you're pouncing, you're jumping, you're antsy, right? Or you're just not reacting at all. Not doing anything at all, right? I'm talking to you. You have to take care of yourself. You're leaving your happiness in others' hands. You're leaving your happiness in what you have and you don't have. You're leaving your happiness in watching other people and what they're doing and how they're doing it and thinking I should or should not have it. Well, here's the thing. You have to go in and do the work. Everything that you want, you can have. Like, what was the saying? Whether you think you can or can't is the truth. But it starts with doing something small every single day and taking care of you, and not leaving your happiness in other people's hands and places' hands, and in your car's hands and in your job's hands. It's not there. It's in you. You got to go in there and take care of you. Find the things that make you happy and do that. If you're feeling down that day, do something small. I gave myself a facial the other day. Sometimes I'll turn on music and just get to dancing for no good reason. Sometimes I'll turn on something funny because, I'm a Netflix and heal type of person, okay? That means I'm turning on something to laugh at, that brings me joy, that gives me comfort, that brings me peace, right? Because those are the small things that I do to take care of myself. And let me tell you something about peace. Peace of mind is the ultimate success. I will not allow anything to yank on my energy and just remove me from my peace. Listen, my energy, my space is everything for me. If I have to take a minute, I'm going to take a minute. If I have to walk away, I will walk away. But I will not live in a disturbed place anymore. I will not allow myself to do that to myself anymore. If I have to step back and do some things and heal and love on me, that's what I'm going to go do. Because I realize that my life is bigger than all of that stuff. There is a purpose. There's a reason for why I'm here. And there's things that I must do. And I will not allow certain things to come between my assignment, right? So I'm going to go in and I'm going to take care of me and I'm going to love on me hard. And then I can go out and give it to this world. Then I'm not as reactionary. Then I can understand that, I can take a beat and allow people to deal with their emotions and I need to deal with mine, right? And you're not going to always get it right. I get it wrong more often than not. But see, I see failure as success because I used to be Miss Perfectionist, always want to walk in, I'm going to be so perfect, Patty. Let me tell you something. That's a surefire way to find yourself in the corner, rocking and crying and having a nervous breakdown, okay? Don't do it. I'm just telling you. So, what I do now is I do small things every day. I start my morning off by listening to something positive to get my day started. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to be happy go lucky all day, but when I find myself sinking, because the mind is very negative, it really is. That's why you got to feed it every day. Just like you have to brush your teeth every day and wash your face every day and take a shower every day, you need to wash every day. For those of you who don't know that, okay? You have to feed yourself positivity every single day. It has to be a practice. You have to cling on to whatever faith that you have. I keep saying, I don't care what you call it, Buddha, God, Allah, universe, whatever that higher being is, you got to cling on to that. You have to call out to your spirit guides if that's what you believe in, your angels if that's what you believe in, your ancestors if that's what you believe in, to walk with you and talk with you, help to renew your mind, help to free your spirit. Those are the things that we have to do. Listen, take your happy back. Put it where it belongs, with you. And it's really not fair to other people. It really isn't. We have all these expectations, and I've done it. So please believe me. I'm talking to myself too, where I've placed my expectations on my significant others or on my children. They can't live up to that. Hell, most times I can't live up to it, if you want to be honest. I don't know. Some people don't like to be honest, but I'm going to be honest today. So do what you need to do. Take your happiness back. Take your peace back. Get your energy back by stepping back, stepping into you. Find those small things that you can do every single day to set yourself on the right path. The path of healing, the path of love, the path of forgiveness, the path of self-care. I love you for listening. If you would like to reach out to me, my email is Moe Sass, MOE, S as in Sam, ASS, fitness@gmail.com. You can also find me on Instagram and Facebook, Moe Sass Fitness LLC. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Sunday and honor all of your fathers. And even if you don't have a physical one, you have a spiritual one. So have a great, great Father's Day. I love you guys.